basing mawala daw siya pinalive. Okay. All right. Once again, good morning, programmers. Now, good morning to each and everyone. Welcome to this session. Okay, so for this day, we are going to continue our discussion about arrays. Okay, so let's do some application of our yeah. So na nagpabak sa to vaccine, no? Yeah, sige, go ahead. No, pa-vaccine. Take good care of yourself. Ingat. All right, so we are going to discuss some of the applications of arrays. So, as we all know, arrays are used to store data in a contiguous part of memory, no, where it assigns a certain or a unique location through index. So, index or indices are the memory address or the address of a certain element in that particular array. Okay, so some of the applications in array is or are mm, sorting algorithm. So we can arrange the data. So in a particular order, let's say ascending order, descending order, but let's reserve that sorting algorithm to data structures and algorithm in your, I guess that would be in your second year. Okay, and then other application is linear searching, and that's what we are going to do later. And then to determine the highest and the lowest value. Okay, and there's actually more no application of arrays. Okay, so let's say for an instance, we are going to declare an our array to be of let's say we are going to initialize our array. We have 12, 43, 56, 89, 100, 32, 90, and 21, 34. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's to conclude 10 integers ato siyang butangan og another let's say 15. Okay, so let's say for an instance we are going to okay, assume no this is these are entered integers. So basta kabalo naman taon saon pag input or pag accept of value sa array. Now, what we are going to do with this one is that we have here the initial values of our arrays, and then we are going to determine okay the let's say we're going to determine the lowest value among these elements. Okay, so so to do that we just need to declare a third party variable, third party, another third party variable which is used to store or to assume the first index is the lowest value or has the lowest value. So let's say for an instance, num 0. Yeah, if ever na you are since nam no is medyo overrated na kayo paggamit lahi na pod val na lang po atong gamiton. Okay, val. So this time we used val instead of num. So we assume that the lowest value is 12. Yeah, pero murag walay under value. So let's say maghimo tag value diri na 5. Yeah. And then we have here let's say 8 something in okay, and let's have here 2. Ayan. Okay, so let's assume that the first value or the first index is the lowest value. So this time we are going to have loop for this one. So let's start with I is equal to 0, I is less than let's say 10, I plus plus. Okay, now let's get to compare if okay, so we have here lowest is greater than the num value, so which is num I, then lowest has another or new value which is coming from the value that is compared to. So, num naman da ini, val data. Okay. Pati ako naanad na sa num. All right. So, after that, we are going to display the lowest is na lowest. Okay. So okay. So right here in our program, among all the elements, the again as I've said earlier, at line 14, we assign that the first index is the lowest, which is 12. Okay, so this is like 12, right? And then uh, from in your loop, you have here index 0 or I 0 to 9, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 0 to 9. So our loop is going to loop from 0, 1, 2, 3, going to 9. Okay, am I right? Tama ba? Do you follow?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, good. Now, so it would be better if we get to start with 1 kasi we don't we will not compare the first one by itself or the index 0 by itself. It seems like ang buhaton sa loop is mag-start siya with 0 and the lowest value is assumed to be 12 and that is actually placed at index 0. So meaning to say, i-compare niya ang siyahang sarili. No, i-compare ni si 12, i-compare niya iyang sarili to itself. So let's start with 1. Para it would start with or ang loop would start with uh, index 1 rather than index 0. So this time, our loop is going to start with 1 instead of 0. At least we are able to lessen at least one loop, no? Kumbaga na minimize na to ang loop cycle, which is by then medyo natanggal og isa ka loop. So this time, since the lowest is 12, assuming because that's the only way for us to determine, no, if all the other elements before i-test nato sa I mean i-test nato siya for all the other elements ang 12, if there is if 12 is probably greater than the element it is compared to, then the new element will be assigned to lowest. So here's what will happen in our program. Okay, so 12 will be compared to 43. So dili nato tan-awon. So is 12 compared to 43 greater ba si 12 kay 43? True or false?
False, sir.
False,
Very
sir,
good.
false.
False. All right. False siya. Therefore, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen in a sense na wala. No? There's nothing to do. I mean, in our program, sa atong program, walay mahitabo. Okay? Nothing is assigned to any. So, wala siya changes. So, the lowest is still 12. Okay? I mean, the lowest is still 12. Is 12 greater than 56? Next loop?
False,
False.
sir.
False,
False.
sir.
Okay. All right. Very good. How about 12 greater than 8?
True, sir.
True,
True,
sir,
sir.
true.
True,
Okay.
sir.
Very good. So since it is true, the new value of lowest now will be
8.
8. Very good. So mo na ni ang lowest value nato karon napulihan na from 12 it becomes 8. So now i-compare nato si 8 to the next element which is okay, mag-loop man na siya. So next element is 100. Is 8 greater than 100?
False, sir, false.
False. Okay. Is 8 greater than 5?
Yes.
True.
Sir, true, sir, true.
True, sir.
Okay, true. Very good. It's true. Okay, so 5 is greater than 90.
False, sir, false.
False. 5 is greater than 21.
False, sir, false.
Okay, 5 is greater than 2.
True.
True, sir, true.
Okay, so true. And 2 is greater than 15.
False.
False, sir,
False. So
false.
since false siya, mag-stop na ang loop 0 to 9. So basta loop to ha, mao to ang loop, mao to ginabuhat ani nga program. And then it leaves the 2 as the lowest value. So that is why ang lowest value ani is 2. So among all So among all, the lowest value is 2. So tama atong algorithm based sa ato ang pag-read sa program. So let's run the program if it's correct. Okay, so there you are. The lowest value is, or the lowest is 2. We can also do the same for highest value. In fact, pwede ta mag-create og another loop, but we can actually create another variable just right after the lowest. So we will also assume that the first index is the highest, and it will be compared to any other elements. So highest na punta, highest less than the value of val I. Okay, so highest is equal to val I. So meaning to say, if once you get to compare this one, compare nimo siya by any other element, if naay mas greater sa iyaha, pulihan siya. Okay? So murag sa mga girls ba no nga mangita didto og na kinsa may ngita siya dira, kinsa may mas
Gwapo,
ah,
sir. Gwapo.
gwapo, kinsa may mas gwapo sa ilaha, ihang pulihan ang ihang kuan. Ana ba ang girls?
Sakto kay sir.
Ay sakto
Dili, sir.
kayo. Dili di ay. Okay,
Mas
dili
mga
daw.
girl.
Sakto
Sabi na,
debate. Magdebate
Lindot.
na lang tani no. Kinsa man jud girls ang inana or ang boys ang nag-compare.
Si Lindon, sir.
Depende sa sabot,
Wala
sir.
wala ko'y klabot ana sir, wala ko'y labot ana.
Wala kay labot no kay single tani forever. Okay. Sige, anyway. So diha lagi mo malipay basta basta gani uyab-uyab na basta relasyon. O sige, assuming lang si kani siya mao ni si girl. O si girl daw ni si 12. Okay. And then um pag naa siya'y makita na mas gwapo kaysa kay gwapo jud no. Sige, ano lang greater na lang bitaw dili kay basin ma-foul ta sa uban girls kay kuan na sila. Reserved and loyal biya ning girls. Kaning mga boys man jud gud ang dili sa tinuod lang.
Ikaw
Okay,
dito sir.
sige. Kamo wa tay labot. Okay, sige. All right. Anyway, so much for that. Ano na noon ta. So, by the way, pwede ninyo siya instead of inana, pwede baliktad sa inyong for an instance, pwede pod na val I is greater than ana pod siya lowest. If that is the case, meaning kani siya i-compare nimo kung greater siya kaysa kay lowest. But again, depende na sa inyong condition, no? But our test logic or our condition is kani normal condition. Sige. I mean, I'm not saying that this one is not normal, but it would be better for us to compare this one to other, no, rather than this one to this one. Kung baliktad pod ang pag-compare nimo. Anyway, sige. Highest, so 12, less than man no? So, is it less than to 43? Is highest,
True, sir. True.
so is highest less than to, asa ito? 12 is less than to 43.
True, sir.
Therefore, true. Therefore, kinsay bagong highest karon si
43, sir.
43.
43.
43, sir.
Okay. So, mahimo ng 43. Okay. So, is 43 less than 56?
True, sir.
True, true.
Okay. True na pod. Trot na pod. Trot. 56 greater than, less than 8.
False, sir.
False, sir.
False,
False.
sir.
Swimming falls. So swimming falls meaning walay i-change. 56 gyapon. Mag-remain gyapon siya sa imuha. Okay? 56 less than 100.
True,
True,
sir.
sir.
True.
So trot. Mas dako si trot na trot. Okay, mas dako si without true. So, mas dako ba si 100 kaysa kay 5? Less
True,
than ba
sir.
si 100 kay 5?
False.
True, sir.
False. Okay.
False.
100 to 90. Okay. False na tanan, tama?
False na, sir.
Yes.
Tanan.
Okay. Waterfalls na tanan, meaning nakakita na siya og para sa iya. Bitaw. So highest is after the loop, ang ato ang loop would be the highest is highest. Ayan. Okay. So We can run our program now, and then yeah, so there, no? The highest is 2, the lowest is 2, the highest is 100. So if ever na input statement na siya, sir, of course that's the next thing you will ask from me. So yeah, of course we can always do that, no? So example, we have here, let's say we have max at ang butang max. Okay, and then let's say 10 integers. So we'll have here 4 int I equals 0. So I less than max I plus plus. So we're going to ask the user to input the integer or value for, let's say, num I, and then equals to, ayan. Okay, and then in, ay, sorry, num val da ita, no? So val I. So val da hindi dapat. Okay, so nanatay input statement for input and output statement for storing array. Okay, and then up here end line. Okay, na question? Na question
Si Sis,
sa
unsa kalahian sa val ug nam?
unsay kalahian ni Nam og ni Val? Lahi wala sila kalahian, only that lahi lang na variable. Pareha sila array ganina. However, gi-change lang nato siya into val because para dili mo maanad na num na lang always ang array.
Sige sir.
Sir,
Okay.
Yes.
kanang okay lang dahil sir nga duha ang if statement.
Duha ang if statement.
Yes sir, ang gamiton.
Yeah, pwede. Pwede kay duhaon nimo sila.
Okay,
Pwede.
sir.
Pwede ra. Okay? So what you're trying
Moabot
to
pa
say
nagtulo
here,
sir.
instead yes, depende sa inyong program. So, basin maybe you're asking about, sir, what ganong if man na siya, ganong dili siya else ana inyong pangutana?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Mm. Okay, nganong dili else,
Ikaw
sir? Nganong dili else if? Unsa man else or else if inyong question? Why
Else,
nganong dili ha?
ngan dili else if.
Anong dili else if? Okay, sige. Okay. So, yes, good question. Nganong dili else if? Nganong if man siya? Both if. Okay, did you know that ang if else if statement, ang if else if manggod if, meaning ana else if is actually it's they are actually belong to each other. Belong to each other, you know. They are actually meaning the else if is relative to if. Pasabot ani pag mag else if ka, the else if is relative to if, meaning pag true ni si if, dili na ni siya i-process. So, what is the point? Na highest man lahi man ni siya na lahi man po ni siya na murag lahi po siya na comparison. So, dili po ta mo assume that if dili siya lowest, then it is the highest. Dili po siya pwede, no? So, meaning to say kasi kung mag if else if ka, the tendency is that if true ni siya, okay, ang i-execute niya kani. However, if false ni siya, ang i-execute niya this one. So, if that is the case, we actually lost data. I mean, we actually lost data for highest and lowest. So, dili na mao ang iyang sana example try na to. So, let's say lowest is asa naman to, wala na noon na to ang example lang. 12, 34, 6, 78, 9. Okay, so 12. So, ang lowest is 12, ang highest po is 12. Okay, so 12 is the first statement is 12 greater than 34. True or false?
No, sir.
Ah,
False, sir.
false. So therefore, ang ma-assign sa kani ang else if ang iyang ano. So is 12 less than 34.
True.
True. Okay. So ang 12 karon ay ang 34 karon mahimong new value, tama?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. Si lowest karon is still pila? 12 gihapon, tama?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. So, now, balik ta dire. Asa to? 34, kinsa na may i-compare karon kay 34?
Six.
So, si 12 gihapon ta sa lowest, tama?
Ah, yes, sir.
Okay. So, is 12 greater, is 12 greater than 6?
False. Ay, true day.
True. Okay, kay true man, unsay mahitabo?
Listen.
So, may listan 6 na siya. Ilisdan na nimo siya. Okay? So, true, if mana, so dili na niya ni unsa ni?
Mm.
Dili na niya ni i-execute. So, nag-assume na siya na okay na. Okay? Meaning, because it's an else if. Pag, di ba, remember sa if, else if, ang if condition nimo within the if else if block nimo kung asa ang true mao lang to ang iyang execute, the rest kay dili na. So what will happen then is though tama pa ta sa karon, so far highest is 34, sige lang, let's move on. So 6 na, so dili na ni i-execute kasi nag true naman siya sa if. So ang current situation nato karon is 6 and 34. Okay, so now 6 is greater than is 6 greater than 78?
False.
False. Okay. False siya. Therefore, diri siya sa highest is 34. Okay. Greater than 70, less than 78. True, di ba?
True, sir, true.
Okay. Truth. Okay. True. Bitaw true. So, next, adto siya sa next na line of code. So, we have here 6 ta sa lowest. Is it greater than 9?
False.
False, sir.
False.
False,
Okay.
false.
Therefore, ani siya dire? Now, we have here 78. Ay, false man to, no? So, 78 siya. Is 78 greater than or less than 9?
True.
O,
Ay,
true. Ah,
ay, dili
false.
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 Oo.
Mas dako
False.
na, sir.
Mas dako. Okay. So, mas dako. Dili siya. So, karon tama ato ang tama gyapon siya na 6 is the lowest and highest is 78. Wait, atong ilang. Pero dili siya consistent because instances na okay, I'm going to show you ha kung unsay instance niya. What if sang ibalik si int val. Okay, there you are. So let's run the program. So, what happened? Val lowest is, ang assume asa man ni siya. Lowest is val 12. Anong nga ginani man siya? It nag-assign siya randomly og numbers. Wait for a while. Say, sounds mysterious. Uy, sana all na may video ke.
Na all video kay Lindon.
Sana all nag-video ke
Open
ang
sir.
tani. Sana all mag-video ke
Taba
na
kayo
lang.
sa silingan sir. Taba kayo silingan.
Binawag ikaw
Tara,
na
join
video
me
ke
dun.
dira.
Join me dun.
Join. Wait lang ha. It seems like something is missing with our program. messing, no? Sometimes messing bitaw. Na ay wait ha. Okay kasi naabot tag 10, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 man din, no? So this is the problem with C++. No, I really don't like this one sa C++ kasi dapat index out of bounds na to, i-error na to niya dapat. So tama siya 6 and 78. I mean else if mo din, no? So okay. Kasi daghan na-appeal dito niya compare ang mga other elements na gi-assign. So yan tama siya. Pero na instances na mumali ni siya na logic. So let's say padayon ta, no. So i-assume nato na sige, what if naapay, let's say this will be let's say 1 2 1, okay. So asa na kita nag-stop? So 6 na to, no? So 6 and 78 na ni. So let's have here 2 6 na punta is 6 less greater than 2. Is 6 greater than 2?
True.
Okay, true. Okay, so leaving mag-false na po siya, and then 2 greater than 1.
True.
True, sir.
True.
True.
So 1. Ayan. And then, pwede ra day gihapon. Okay, good thing you ask question. Okay. Wait lang. Sa 2, 1 naman to, no? So we have let's say 95. Tapos 95. Try na to. Okay, so 1 na ta. 1 is greater than 95.
False.
False. Therefore, diri siya sa next. 78 is less than 95.
True.
True. Okay. So, mapulihan na ni siya bagong value. So, 95 na pod less than 2 is 95, which is the saan lowest naman ta, no? So, lowest ay gihapon. 1 day gihapon. So, 1 greater than 95. False. Then na po siya 95 is less than 95. That's false. Yeah, say we are able to still, no? Pareha lang gihapon. And then this one is better. Okay? So ay wala, kulang lang tag isa ka ano ni. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Yeah, so this solution is better because dili siya gamay lang iyang loops or if. Okay, katong ganina although correct siya, this one tama nga po ni siya, but this one is medyo ang problem is mag-if siya, if put siya separately, so mas okay ning else if. Okay, good thing you asked question na trace na to. So I was thinking of I've tried this once kasi and it seems like medyo dili siya consistent, but so far okay man siya, no? I mean gitry nato karon and it seems like working man siya. I mean consistent maghapon. I thought this one is honestly I thought this one is not consistent, but upon reading it or tracing it, it seems like it is working. I mean it seems like okay siya. Okay, sige. Right, so is there any question?
Sir,
Yes.
unsa gani kuan kanang purpose anang index
Secret.
be?
Unsay purpose sa
Index.
index? Ang
Apo.
purpose sa index mao na ang unique location sa isa ka value. Okay? Ang mao na siya unique location sa isa ka value for us to access the element of the array. Okay? So, murag kumbaga ID na niya. 'Di ba example mura siya og let's say sa mga malls, 'di ba natay baggage counter? Ano mo sa baggage counter, familiar ta?
Yes, sir.
Di ba
Yes.
ang baggage counter kay na ay number?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
and then kung magbilin ka og baggage nimo, like ibili nimo imong uyab, ibili nimo imong bag di ay, okay, tagaan kag number kung tapos kung unsa tong number na assign sa imuha mao tong i-attach na number sa imuhang value of that particular container para it would be easier for him to locate when you claim your baggage. So that is why parang yeah, it's the ID of the value. So in there sa baggage, when you claim your baggage now, it would be easier for the person to locate your baggage because it has a number assigned to it. So kumbaga it has ID assigned to it. What if wala? What will happen in the baggage? Alangan na someone can just claim, oh ako anang karton or ako anang kuan, ako anang kani, ako anang kana. Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
So inana po ng index sa array. So ang index sa array na it requires a special location, a unique location for all of the elements. Okay, and that is how we get value from that's how we get to access the elements of the array. Example, I want to access the value of index the value 9. So I'll need to use 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll need to use index 4 for me to get the value 9. Okay? At that constant na constant siya, meaning constant time kasi dali na nako siya malocate kasi naa siya unique value or naa siya unique na ID and accessing the element of the array. Sige, any question? Wala nakuha or gusto pa mag another example?
Sir, kung tayo, sir, naka-negative ang mga numbers, sir.
Ano, what do you mean?
Kung tayo, sir, ang kanang 12, kay mga negative 12, o kanang 34, may mga negative 34, ganyan, sir ba? Ang
Ano
kana
siya?
bang I++ ba, sir, may mo bang I negative, I minus minus or dili?
No. It's not actually, it doesn't matter kung negative siya ang 12 or negative ang 78 or negative ang 2. What matters is siya, di ba? What matters is ang index. Dili pwede negative ang imong index. For some programming language, like Python, pwede negative. Okay? Pero there is C++ and even in Java and even in PHP and most of the programming languages, dili pwede index nimo negative, dili pwede na ay point, dili pwede, dili pwede decimal, only whole number, and it should be from 0 going to going to the last element. So kung negative imong value, it doesn't matter kasi value na siya. Okay? We don't care kung negative ang ibutang ni i-enter ni user dira. Okay? Basta importante ang ikaw ug siya. Ang importante ang index na index or yahang index because that's what we use for accessing it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sige. Any question?
Ganun
Sir,
siya
kanang-
man, sir.
I like that, no? Na yung mga questions. Sige, go ahead. Pangutana mo. Sige, unsa pa? Yes, unsa to?
Kanang index gani, sir, kanang given na jud na siya kanang I ibutang.
No, ni dili pod. Okay? Dili kasi pwede na ang imuhang I is just a representation of the index. Kasi dili pwede na what we are going to put right here is a constant value 0, a constant value 2. So, kung constant value 0 ni, ang lowest nato is i-compare siya always sa 0. I-compare siya always ang highest sa 2. So, dili niya ma-visit tanan elements. So, that is why we need to have a value or a variable that is that is parang dynamically changing its value, okay, which is used to traverse from one element to another. And the only way for us to do that is we use loops. Okay, remember our loops. Okay, ang loops, sige, ano siya? Arrays are married to loop. Okay? So, meaning to say, at some point, no, ang array mas best siya na naa siya loop kasi it would be hard for you to process the array, process the like it would be very hard for you kung ang program nimo naka-array pero walay loops. Like for an instance kani atong gibuhat, if wala ni siya loop, how do we make this lowest thing comparing each of the element kung wala tay loop. So isa-isahon nato, no? Mag-isa-isa ta, buta na to if lowest val 1, so val 1. So next na po nimong statement is imo na po kang another condition if probably mag-if ka or mag-else if. So ang pinakaano na if to dapat if sige else if lowest na pud ka going to val 2. So val 2. And then imo siyang hantod maabot ka sa 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So hantod moabot imo ang index 0 1 to 9. So inaani ang mahitabo. Else if lowest val 3 na pud ka and then val 3. So imagine
Isa-isahon mo, sir, no? Murag isa-isahon mo siya ang
Yes,
lowest.
isa-isahon nimo siya na mapulihan ang lowest by comparing each of these to the element. So since wala kay loop, ang mahitabo is isa-isahon yun nimo siya og constant na 2, 3 and then you can see the pattern already na for you to visit the elements of your array is through an index going to 0, 1. So kani magud siya nani siya imaginary na kuan diri index. So index 0 ni siya, index 1 ni siya, index 2, index 3, so index 4. So kani atong mga values diri mao nani sila yung mga mao nilang mga addresses. Okay? And if you can see it, okay, if you can see it, ang iyang pattern is 0 to, so ang iyang pattern is kuan, no, arrangement sa counting numbers na natural numbers 0 to 9. Kung daghan pud daghan pud ang elements sa imong array, probably 0 to 100, 0 to 20. So we use loop to access it by not repeating the statement multiple number of times. Okay? So instead of doing that, we use the loop. So that's why I can say na arrays are married to loop. So gipakaslan yun ni array og ni loop ang isa't isa. If you're trying to ask question kasi I akong ginagamit, pwede ba na siya A, sir? Yeah, pwede na siya A instead of I. I just use don't confuse yourself na I akong gigamit, I lang yun na siya. Again, it's just a matter of what variable did you use? Kasi variable lang man siya. Basta maganit na kayo makita na int A, it's just a variable. It means you use the variable to represent the counting the numbers from 0 to 9. Whether it is B, C, D, E, hotdo nimo ng alphabet unsa imong gusto da, it's still variables. So these are variables, kani variables. Even kani akong buhaton diri is niimutan kog highest, then kani lowest, or niung kog low, then kani high. Variable ra na siya, pero dili na siya mo actually based sa akong formula, ang kaning high is ang iyang ginakuha instead of lowest is ang highest instead iyang gikuha is high siya pero ang gikuha niya is actually lowest. So again, it depends on your preference kung unsa inyong unsa inyong unsa inyong variable name. Okay? So ayan, pwede gani na high lang na. So i-listan lang yun into low, listan yun into low, and then this will be changed to high. Okay? Again, these are just variables. Yeah. So good thing you asked that question kasi almost of my programs ginagamit na ko ang I. Only that I use I because I love myself. Only that I use I because I kasi represents index. So mura siya og mura, even though dili na nako siya anon ba no, I represents index. I. So it's a location of, it's an address of our array elements. But again, you can use any other variables aside from I. Yes. Any other question? Sa pailibog.
Sir, kanang pwede ka nang interval gani sir, pwede ka nang but nga nag-number dra, di ba sir? Tapos, unsa ibutang dra sir? 0 ay 8 sir.
Asa dapit?
Kanang interval sir, kana dra.
Kani?
Yes
Ano
sir.
man?
Kay para i-represent kung pila ang ano niya sir ba, pila ang ano ni Val.
Kani? Like
Ay.
ana?
Oh, ana sir.
If mag-initialize gani mo value, kung if mag-initialize gani mo value, nanay value si array, ayaw na mo pagbutang direct value. Only if wala mo nagbutang og nag-initialize like kaning sa kani. So you don't need to specify kasi compiler is smart enough to determine kung pila ni siya ang length or size or capacity sa atong val.
Okay sir. Okay sir.
Sige. So basta mag-initialize mo element sa array, dili na mo need magbutang dire. Okay? Kasi si array, si compiler na to, smart enough na to know kung pila ni siya. Okay? Sige. Alright. Then, you have here max. Kung kani, ikaw yung mag-determine ani kay wala maka nag-initialize og so meaning nag-set ka na ang imuhang value is 10. So 10 po niyang storage na himuon. No? 10 kabok iyang storage capacity. Kung ibutan nimo nito 100, 100 iyang storage capacity. But wala kay initial capacity. Wala kay initial values for that array. So nag-assume ka na input siya from, syempre, this is presuming na ang values will be taken from the user inputs. Kani, nag-assume ka that the inputs are there. Nag-initialize ka na mauna ni siya. Actually, I use this initialization of array for testing my program. No, i-test lang nako kung okay ba, working ba akong algo, which is this one. And then after that, kung na-test na nako na okay na siya, that's the time na maghimo na ako mag-ano na ako input-output statement, which is maghimo na ako loops na mga yung input from the user, and then i-compare with the algo that I have created, saka pa nako siya saka pa ko maghimog input statement o output statement. Okay? Sige. Any question?
So may purpose anang ko answer ay high
Okay, good,
equals
very
val.
good. Asa dapit? Kani?
Dili ka nang sa koan sa if kanang low equals
Line asa dapit? Asa dapit? Line asa dapit dira. Line unsa nga line?
val.
Line unsa? Line
27.
27.
Na.
Kani? Okay. If mag-true ni siya, meaning i-assign niya katong gibuhat ganina.
27.
If mag-true siya
Yes,
na
sir.
line 27, meaning ana if mag-true na si 12 less than kay 30 less than kay 34 or negative 12 less than kay 34, if mag-true siya, na bag-ong value si low. Siguro base na confuse mo nga nung tapad siya sa if, pwede po na siya inani. Or if you want, pwede po na siya inani. Tapos, asa man, inana inyong gusto. So it means na pag true, if this is true, okay, if this is true, kanina condition, i-execute niya ni. So, unsa ni siya ipasabutan ni that when every time you compare the lowest, which is assumed to be negative 12 naman ato ang ano dire. So, ayan, example lang kay negative na change naman nato into negative 12. Negative 12 yung gusto or 12 na lang unsa man? Tama na ni kaninang value? O say kanina value.
Tama na.
Okay, negative 12 ang lowest highest. So i-assume niya na si low is negative 12. Unahon sa nato ng lowest ha, di sa nato i-high. So what happens here is that so negative 12 so kani dire may tabuan ni negative 12 greater than okay, di ba A1 kani val A1 first loop A1 val A. Unsa may value ni 1? Value at index 1. Unsa value ni
34.
index 1?
34.
34. So 34. Yan, 34. True or false?
False, sir.
Okay, false. Okay, ayaw sa aning kuan ha, kuan sa nato ning high. Tanggalon sa nato ng high, i-remove sa nato ning high para dili libog. Sa natanggalon. Sa focus sa ta sa unsa ni? Focus sa ta sa lowest. Okay, false. So meaning ang value sa imuhang lowest karon is wala na change. Unsa man gyapon value sa imong lowest karon? Negative 12.
12.
Kasi wala man nag-true, wala ni na execute. So next time around, ang imuhang ang A na karon mahimo ng 2. Okay? So which is ang lowest nimo is negative 12 gyapon. And then i-compare na pud siya sa index 2. Asa mang index 2 nimo?
6.
6. Okay? So karon i-compare na po na siya sa 6. Mo man 2 mahimo naman from 1 mahimo ng 2. 2 na ta no. So sige ato ni change 1 2 na ta. Okay, 6 na. So negative 12 greater than 6.
False.
False.
So ang low nato karon is still wala unsa man, still negative 12. Okay. So negative 12 gyapon si low. Next, increase atong value sa A mahimong 3. So index 3 na pud ka. Index 3 nato karon is unsa? Negative 78. So negative 78. Okay? Negative 12 greater than negative 78.
True.
Okay, true. Therefore, that's the very first time among sa atong loop nag-execute niya. So ma-execute ning low, this would assign the value of A. Unsa may value ni A? 3, tama?
Yes, sir.
Okay, meaning value daw ni index 3 which is negative 78 will be assigned to low. So ang lowest value nimo karon is si negative 78. From negative 12 nahimo na siyang negative 78. Okay? Now, mag-increase na pod ang A by 4. Unsa na value? 9. Okay? So, true or false? Negative 78 greater than 9.
False.
False. So, karon walay nahitabo. Ang low nato is still negative 78. So, ano na po na siya? 5, mag-6. Kung tanaw na to sa itong program, 6, mag-5, mag-6, mag-7, mag-8, mag-9, Ang 78, i-compare ni siya sa tanan elements, okay, remaining elements, naabay elements na mo-true siya sa comparison nato dire.
Wala.
Wala. Even moabot siya sa 95, false lang siya always. Therefore, ang lowest nato is negative 78. So, false na tanan. Meaning, i-compare nimo si negative 78 sa other elements. Ni shortcut ako, wa na ko balik ato kay makita naman nimo daan diri sa elements pa lang na tanan elements sa right side sa negative 78 kay false na. So, meaning, dili mapulihan si lowest. So, karon imong lowest is still or will remain as always negative 78. Sige, sa paman. You have questions? Any questions?
Wala na ata, sir.
Okay, sige, wala na. Okay, kung nakuha, amen?
Amen.
Amen, very good. Nakuha na,
Amen.
amen, amen.
Amen.
All right, so
Amen, sir. Amen.
amen. Let's remove all this one, all these things here para dili ma-confuse. So karon, kwaon na kung ang input nato or mangita ano tag input from user. So this one, pwede na nato siya na-test naman nato atong algo karon. We can now proceed with our program, allowing the user to input now the user. So karon wala na siya initial value na. So any value na yung i-input sa user. So si user na karon ang mag sa mga values 23. Yan. Okay? So ayan. Hala, 100. Di na ako ni kaya. 100 ka buok. So, ibalik ko 10. 100 ka buok. Okay. So, 10 lang tataman. So, random na no? Si user na bahala magbuot kung sa iyang ipang input dira. So, yan. Lowest is negative 78. Though, dili man tong mga numbers same ganina sa itong gibuhat, but it's the user's discretion kung unsa iyang gi-input. So, among all, ang pinakagamay sa tanan negative 78. So, katotong gimo ganina na comparison, mo to gibuhat ni compiler pag compare. And then what we just did is naghimo lang tag isa ka program na mag-input from user, and then kato atong algo, which is this one, siya na ang mag-process ato. Okay, let's leave it to compiler. But syempre, what we did earlier is we do it with our own understanding. Kasi again, it takes reading to know how to program. It's very important for you to know how to read your codes. Okay? Sige. Question. Question?
Wala na ata, sir.
Wala na?
Wala na, sir. Wala na,
Okay.
sir.
Sa
Wala, sir.
info, tanaw daw sa in-call messages kung nabay question. Wala. Wala. Okay. Sige. Alright, let's proceed. So, okay na to, no? Kung highest, appeal nimong highest, i-appeal lang nimo dra. So, pwede pod na sa highest, another loop pod ka. Depende sa imo ha. Okay? So, let's have another, let's say, so here's a good thing about array, kay pwede ta maka-create og many loops as we can. Okay? And then, here, let's say we are going to process kung among all the entered integers, na to if unsa may even numbers dito. So let's say val I Okay, modulus to 2 is equal to 0. Tapos, butang na to siya as C out even. Okay, by the way, kani akong gibuhat karon nagitapad lang nako ang output state even ano ang output statement sa if condition. This is because there's no other statement. Isa lang ang statement nako, no? Mga single statement lang or compound statement. Pwede ganin mo na siya inanaon, butang ano gana. Pero pag duha na ka statements, dapat na dyan yung open and close curly brace. Pero isa lang, pwede ra na siya wala. Pero for practice purposes, if nalibog mo ani, you can actually enter this one, inana siya, or kung gusto nyo ka formal ka imong program, organize imong program, you can, para maanad ka, you can have curly braces. Okay? So, let's run the program. Yan. So, the lowest is 10. Then, morning mga even numbers among all sa gi-enter ni user. Okay? Question? Question?
None.
None.
Kung uneven, sir,
Kung
uneven ang pangitaon.
add even?
Kung ang add lang sir ba ang pangitaon ng add, uneven
Kung,
or
okay. Kung add ang even, what would you like me to do? Dili na ako ibutang sa kanina loop or another loop?
other loop lang po sir para ma
Okay. Kung sa other loop, inani lang, kopya ka rin eh. And then, tapos, ano lang ka? Modulus to 2 is equal to 1. Kanil, mauna na siya. Add na na. Example, 31, 45. Ayan. Oy, nasumpay. Atong tag see out. Man to. This is even numbers. Okay. And then end line. I don't know if gusto kag end line. Sige, ana na lang. Alright. Then, we have here. Kopyahon na lang nato ni. This is add numbers. So this is what the good thing about array. It's because the entered integers previously can be accessed again, no? Maano nimo ma-retrieve nimo. Yan, that's the keyword there pag mayong tag-array. Retrievable ang mga records or ang previously entered integers. Yan. So lowest is 12, even numbers 12, 108, 118, add numbers 13, 15, 19, 45, 15, 105, and 89. Okay, sige. Question. Question? Wah,
Wala ata sir, kahilo man.
wala. Manghilo man. Puingon day mo wala. Sige. Anyway, now, sir, pwede ba, ako na lang, pwede ba i-combine ako na isa lang ka loop tapos na dito ang add even numbers? Okay, pwede. Okay, pwede siya. Yan. So it's just a matter of preference also, and it's just a matter of your way or your style sa coding. So, pero which one is better, sir? Siyempre, kung inana siya, better na ang imuhang buhaton is isa lang ka loop. No, nanadra ang add, nanadra ang even. So, kumbaga add even na. However, there will be problem. Example, we have else if, okay? So, siyempre, kuha na itong condition. Ayan. And then, display nato dire. So, what will happen then is that enter kag numbers 89, 67, 167, 34, 16, 54, 18, 100, and 25. So, ayan, wait. Wala tay. Ayan, mao na ang problem. It's because dili nimo ma-extract so far ang imuhang numbers kung add or even. Asa si add ra or even, mura na magi-display niya ang value. So, that is why kana siya na instances if gusto ka inana na loops, you can do like this. String add, okay, or even, and then instead of imong ibutang kay cout, you will use even to represent this one. So even plus, and then this will be add plus equals. So even plus add equals plus something in and so and then you do what you will do is, so this is backslash t even numbers. Sige, let's start with even na lang. Even numbers backslash t, this is even, and then cout add numbers. You have here add. Okay, of course, i-append na nato. Sir, what if na ay zero? Di man na siya add, dili even. Okay, so
Digit.
syempre, maato siya sa even, di ba? So atong buhaton ana is magbutang jud ka og another condition na if val, okay, val I is equal to 0. And then you can put here continue or pwede wala, it depends sa imo ha. And then else ka, pwede else if, pwede else, depende sa imo ha. And then okay, kung else ka, pwede else if, again pwede gihapon ni else if, pwede nimo siya i-nested, depende sa imong prerogative, depende sa imong trip. So kani end of if, this one is end of loop. So kani end of if na inner, kani katong outer nimo na loop, outer na if. So yeah, if you are going to run this one, okay, dili nimo i-appeal si 0, what happened? Dili day pwede di ta pwede maka concatenate o variables na anaon day napot dapat nato na. So ito ang pamalakad ni C++. Sa array sa unsa ni, kung sa Java pa ni pwede ra to inato or something like 1i2 string kaya na niya i-concatenate. So let's run again. So this time igawas mo even numbers and add numbers, and you have here 100, 45, 67, 89, 12, 14, 56. Wala na nato na ano, but you are actually able to extract even numbers 52, 100, 12, 14, 56, and then add numbers nimo. So if you guys want to, if you're going to enter numbers which are 0, it will not be included. Continue meaning mo padayon lang siya og sana. Sige, atong yan. Yeah. So that's it. Only there's only even numbers 24 and odd numbers 5, 23, blah blah blah. Yeah. So question.
Unsay ano sir, purpose anang plus ug equal sir?
Hadapit.
Kanang even plus equal gani sir. Unsay gamit ana niya sir? Unsay
Okay.
function?
Ang pasabot ana is mura na siya og longest line. Sige. Mura siya longest line. Unsa ginabuhat nimo sa longest line kung ang dula nimo longest line?
Probably ana sir.
Buka ka dula ana.
Wala.
Kinsa nakadula og longest line?
Longest line.
Sir,
Wala ba to, sir?
Ano, sir?
katong magbutang lagi dagang gamit pataas.
Unsa ginabuhat ninyo ana?
Tanan available na
Ibutang ka na.
pwede isumpay ibutang.
Okay. So tanan available na pwede isumpay ibutang. So that's the point there. Kaya lang dili tanan unsay available ang iyahang mabasa, iyahang isumpay. Okay, isumpay niya na tanan even numbers na mabasa niya, isumpay niya sa even. It's the same way of if dili mo ganahan ana, pwede ra in ani. Even plus. So which one is better? Which one is good for you? Kamo bahala.
Okay, thank you sir.
So sumpay lang to niya. Tanan even na maagian niya isumpay. Tanan add na maagian niya isumpay. Kamo bahala asa dapit inyong preference ana because my preference is add plus something like that inana. Okay, very good. Very good question. So kung na very good answer na po'y very good question. Oh yeah, any other question?
Kung tayo sir, ang pangitawan kay negative even numbers ug negative odd numbers, isa buhaton sir.
Okay, so kung lab activity unta nato na. So if ever sa to negative, even og negative
Odd.
add.
Yes, man,
Dungag
sir.
dungag lang ka og kuan. Dungag lang ka og kanang another condition nimo dire. Okay? So your condition would be nakuha na nimong even. Okay? Pwede ka na ang condition nimo dire is dili ka magbutang og condition and or pwede pod sa diri sa baba na if o another if na pod ka. So let's say you want to get the negative even, tama?
Sir.
Ang positive di na nimo kwaon.
Ako na lang po sa di na lang po sa even numbers sir. So mo naman ang positive even. So ako lang gusto pangitawan sir kaya negative even o negative odd.
So kung mag-inana ka, dungag ka isa. Even or nega even. And then, so if val I less than 0, okay? So that is nega even plus equals, so kopyahan nimo ni siya. Same gyapon, sumpay. Okay? Tapos else i-else if nimo kasi you know 0 is na naman di naman day kasulod no, so pwede na ka else na lang kaya di naman day kasulod pag 0 ay na error trap naman nimo siya dire. So next sumpay nimo ni siya dire. So mo na imong even positive. Yan. Even numbers, even. Okay, and then negative even numbers. So nega even. So for odd numbers naman, negative odd numbers. So nega add. So wala pa man kay condition, so himo kag another condition nimo. So nega add pud ka. Nega add. So let's copy paste this if condition right here. na lang, di na natin mag-copy paste. So, another if na lang. We have here val I less than 0. So, that's negative add. Negative add plus equals copy paste. Else, yan. Okay. So, after that, you can run your program now. So 10, negative 10, 5, negative 5. So 19, 8, negative 4, negative 7, 23, 56. Ayan. So even numbers 10, 8, 5, or 10, 10, 8, 56, negative even numbers 10, negative 4, add numbers 5, 9, 19, 23. Natay negative add. Oops, natay negative add, but negative add numbers wala gi-display. Ay, wait.
Sa line 39, sir, wala like ang nagbutang og equal, sir. Sa even is equals to even plus.
Asa?
Sa line 39, sir. Sa even is equals to even plus lang yung magibutang, sir. Tapos dito sa line 45 kay ano.
Ay, kato man yung question ni ano
Okay.
na oo, tama. Wait, ang negative add numbers nato walay dapat na ay negative 7, negative 5. So wait for a while. Nega add plus equals to, so negative add. Ay, okay, wait. This is for add numbers, no? Okay. And then kaniha kato kanina plus kung kuhaon nimo ng even plus lang kadre. So wala tay nega add. Dapat naa. Add numbers 5, 9, 19 and 23. So manong walay negative add? If val mo choose to 0. So okay atong even tanan. Ang problem na to is negative add, no? Wala siya ni gawas, no? Dapat na ay negative 7 diri and negative 5. So what happened kaya?
Basin sa ano, sir, else if.
Asa dapit?
Nag-end man dyan sa else. So, dapat, di ba, if, end.
No, dili pod, dili. This is negative add. So masumpay dapat si negative add. Okay, negative add plus then si add. Okay, val I 0. If val mo just to 0, so that is okay. So let's erase daw this one. Though pwede to siya pero i-check na sa nato base masin mao to akong nakita na sana. So negative 5, iba po na tong negative 5, negative 7, 7. Kadto jud ang problem. Okay, sige. So negative add na atay, so negative add 45, negative 5 and 7. So I don't know what seems to be the problem. Siguro ma-trace na to na FE ato adyong basahon, but it would be, it will really take time kung basahon na to isa-isa, kapoy kayo. Kapoy siya as in kapoy kay daghan tag if condition, but yeah, I guess there's nothing wrong with our program here. Wala siya problem. Kasi this one is legit ni na even numbers ang kwaon ani. Ay add numbers ang kwaon ani. So and balik na to negative 7. So probably kung i-trace nato na, I mean i-manual nato siya ano, dito nato makita ang reason nganong di niya kwaon ang negative numbers. So sige, i-try lang nato ha. Nganong di niya makuha ang negative 5. So 2, if 2 is equal to 0, not false, dito siya sa else. So if 2 modulus 2 to 0, that's true. So here is 2 less than 0, false. Ano siya sa else? So even, okay. And then gawa siya sa loop, balik siya. Then 3 na po. 3 is 0, false. 3 is modulus to 2 is 0, dili. Ano siya dire? So is 3 less than to 2 equals to 1. That's true. So therefore, dire siya is 3 less than 0. That's actually false. Therefore, ano siya sa add? Okay, next 4. Diri siya ang 4, diri na siya mosulod sa else. Ang negative 5. So negative 5 is negative 5 equals to 0, false. Then else is negative 5 modulus 2 is equal to 0. That's false. So wait, negative 5 na to no. So anita dire else if negative 5 modulus 2 is equal to 1. Is it equal to 1? Kasi negative 5 divided by 2 times 4. Dili negative. Okay, try na to. So, then, negative 5 tapos 2 times 2, 4. Negative 5 minus 4, pila? Negative 1 dahil no?
Negative 1.
Kaya mao to ang error. So not equal to 0 na lang ni siya. So not equal to 0 ni mo siya or else. Yan, mao to ang reason nganong wala ni gawa si. So ayan, that's what I told you na sa programming igana imong program better imo siyang sabton nganong inato ang result. Wala ni gana imong program, still imo hagyapon siyang dapat sabton nganong inato ang result. And then like karon kung wala na to gitry, wala na ako gitrace. So di na ako mailhan ang reason behind because negative na. So there, negative 5 and negative 7. Though pwede siya else pero at least kung nag-stop ko ato kay gikapoy ko o trace, probably I won't be able to discover nganong inato di ay. Kasi when a negative number is divided to 2, the result or the remainder any negative any negative value, negative number, ang remainder niya is always negative, no? Negative 1. So, since ato ang condition ganina kay equals to negative 1, so, mo nang mali siya. Kay ang result ato ang ang atong gi-compare man 1 lang man, meaning if number is at the state of positive. What if for numbers na negative? So dapat negative 1. So mo tong para mas dali not equal to 0, meaning any number na pag-divide ang by 2 ang remainder dili siya 0. Basta dili siya 0 regardless of unsa na siya, negative 2, negative 1, either 1 or negative 1 lang man jud na siya. So tama na tong logic. Okay? So mao na by the way, natay ginatawag na tog logical error. Natay ginatawag na types of errors. Syntax error. Ang syntax error dali lang na siya ang syntax error because you can actually easily find it. Let's say imong gibuha ang imong gigamit diri is mag-error ba na siya ayon let's say elses. So that one, no, syntax error na siya, meaning you don't follow the rule. Okay, syntax error. So another error is compile error or runtime error. So when you run your program and then nangay kag number, nag-input siya og kanang other, let's say string or character, kana medyo lisod-lisod po na siya, pero that's what we call lisod po to siya error trap, pero that's what we call compile time error, okay, or runtime error. Kaning katong ganina mo tong gitawag natog logical error or logic error. Okay? So it seems like it's physically right but logically wrong. And that's the most difficult to trace. Logical error is the most uh, difficult to trace. It's because the program or your compiler would not know kung logical error na because it is only going to process what is instructed to do so. So like kanina, wala man nakabalo si ano kung sa jud imong gusto ginapasabot ato, like waon din mo ang even or add, ang negative even or add. Upon calculation lang nato or upon tracing lang nato nahibal-an na ang tanan numbers di ay ang negative numbers di ay when you divide it by 2 ang remainder is negative 1 dili 1. So mo to dito nato na trace lang o dito nato nahibal-an. Okay? I mean kabalo ta but wala lang tay idea na inato day dapat. Okay. So I mean yes, of course kabalo ko any negative number is divided by any number is ang result yun ana is a negative value. Okay? Sige. Question. So wala na?
Wala na ata, sir.
Wala ata, sir.
Okay, wala na. Okay, so let's continue. So until, yan, pandulong na natong, so let's have linear searching here, no? Linear searching. Linear searching. So when we talk about linear searching, simple lang, okay? Linear searching finds the value, finds the value or the entered value to the searches the value na lang or tama naman to, no? Finds the elements in the array. Okay, so now we'll have here by index. So when we look for the value using an index, so it's easier for us to do that because we'll just have to, let's say we are going to use index to represent the index value. So let's say we ask the user, butang lang tag \n dire para ano. So type index lang to search o ana kasi by index na to search for a value in index. So kani siya constant time ni siya, meaning dali lang nato mahibal-an ang value at that index because index based man ang array. So you have here the value at index. Okay. Index is val index. So easy. Kana. Okay, that's the sayon pag index. What if by value? So kung by value or you look for the value by value, meaning dili siya through index imong pangitaon, dili by ID. So index jud niya. So what will you do is you'll need to let's say int find or search equals to, let's say and then copy paste nato ni siya. So type value to search from your array. First, diri ka search. So for you to look into it, kailangan nimo og loops. Okay, so pwede ka mag-while, pwede ka mag-do while, but in my case, naanad na ko na for loop akong gamiton, so for loop akong gamiton. So we have here max and then I plus plus. Okay, so right here, I'm going to have a condition saying that if search is equal to the value I, okay, so I would display here val. So pwede ani gyapon, pwede gyapon sa gawas, depende sa inyo, break para mag-stop ang loop pag nasa siya makitaan. Okay, the value at index I, kay I naman atong gigamit dire, is val index. Or pangit siya ani na lang. Search is found at index. Oh, para lahi po. So search is found at index I. Okay? So yeah, so let's run the program and so type the index to search. So index, pangitaon na to si index 5 through index. So unsa may index ni negative 5? 5. So the value at index 5 is negative 5. Type the value or search, type a value. O sabay? Type a value to search, sabay ni? Palangit ang grammar. Type value na lang to search element from your array. So, sige na lang. Anyway. So, let's say, unsa man yung i-search dire? Sa inyong gusto i-search?
Array 4, sir.
Array 4. So, array 4. Ay, wala tayo ko in type, the value, wala siya, ay, dili array 4, mali. Dapat value. Dapat like 43, 51, baliktad po siya. So, wala ta, meaning 4, dapat na siya is not found. Kung diri nimo siya ibutang, okay, ang program na to, kay may siyang is not found, daghan siya. So, let's say search is not found in your array. Run again. Kuy, wala tay backslash n. Sige na lang. So type index 3. So index 3 is negative 7. So karon pangitaon na to ni si 100. 100. So 100, yan, natay 100 is not found. Pero sa last nakabutang 100 is found at index 4. Okay? Don't you worry with that. Only that because natay else statement. Mautong kung nagbutag else statement. So actually kung di tawag butag else statement wait for a while ha. Okay, 3, let's say 67. So 67 is found at index 6. So tama. So sir, ngano man to sir, naaman to not found because nagbutang tag else. Sir, what if gusto nako sir kanang nakita inato siya pero not found, what if dili niya makita? Like na-display nga not found. Okay? So you can actually do that by having a boolean. Let's say boolean found is equal to true. And then, ay bool lang dahil dire. So, let's say, yeah, sige, okay. Pwede ra, then found is equal to 2. Pwede nimo siya ibutang dire. Again, pwede ra na dira, pero mas better na dire na nato siya ibutang. Okay, so if Boolean is if Boolean is found, so meaning pag nakitaan, so butang nato dire is found at index I. Kaya lang ang I nato dapat igawas nato na siya dire. Kailangan nato magawas kasi gigamit nato ang I outside of the loop. So meaning within the loop lang to magamit ang I. Pag ang I dire ra to siya, int I is equal to 0, dire ra to makitaan ang I. Okay? Or better yet, gamit kag while para mag-declare nimo ang while sa gawas sa loop. Pero yeah, pwede raman din ani ang loop nimo. Ay gigawas lang nato siya para ma-access nimo siya gawas sa loop. Okay? Ana para ma-access nimo siya gawas sa loop. And then yeah, again it's the different techniques that I have just taught you now. Kasi yeah, no, I mean there are actually a lot of solutions na pwede nimo i-apply sa isa ka problem. So search is not found. This time not found. Okay, so example, input tag mga numbers. So enter value 6. Index 6. Type, let's say wala type value, wala siya value na makita dapat. So 100 is found at index 10. What happened? We don't have 100 here, no? So the 100 is if search is equal to val I. Okay, wait for a while. If found, 100 is found at index 10. If found is, okay, wait, allow me to display found here. I-display sana akong value ni found. Kung ni true ba siya or ni false. Ay, sorry nga nung false dapat ni. Ay, okay, no need na. Okay, sige, namali lang ko, na true na ko siya dito. Okay, and let's say, so na true lang din ako to dito. Okay, so ma-true lang siya pag na siya makitaan. Okay, index 3, 100. So yan, 100 is not found. Okay? Sige. Question? Questions? Wala.
Wala, sir.
Amen?
Amen.
Amen, amen.
Amen.
Amen, sir. Amen.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Amen. Okay.
Ay, sir.
So I'm going to upload the video later on sa akong YouTube channel. Thanks for continue subscribing, no? Thank you for continue patronizing my YouTube channel. So I hope it pays the puhon, no? It pays my effort. Question.
Sir, katong sa lab 3, sir, ba kay...
Wait, may question.
Ano?
Mailisan ba ang I into N? Oo, pwede. Mailisan gani nimo siya, niya, sa lain nga tao.
Trial card.
Sana all gwapo. Kisa man ako, plus points ka sa ninyo. Ako na, pasabot na. Plus points na.
Yes, sir,
Sa plus points. Pwede na ka di mo sulod. Isa ka kuan, 5 ka simana.
Sir, gwapo
Because-
kayo ka, sir.
Apo kayo,
Mabayot
sir.
na ko nimo, sir.
Pwede na ka dili mo sulod the entire of your life. Yes, ang sa ating question ganina ba? Hala, gwapuha ni Joshua dyan. Murag buhok pa lang imo ba?
James
Murag,
Reid, sir. James Reid.
di ba? Yes, question. Unsa ito? Yes,
Katong
Raven.
sa
Unsa yan ni kalayan sa bull ug bullion, sir?
Bull ug boolean. Ang boolean, pareha lang na sila bull ug boolean. Only that sa C++, bull lang siya, dili siya boolean. Sa Java, manggod boolean. And then, namangod ko'y I have also other programming subject magod na Java among gamit, which is a programming tool ninyo. Java magod among gamit, so medyo ma-confuse ko, tapos like napod ko'y other programming language like nag.NET pud ko sa isa, so medyo maano lang ako ba, ma-interchange na ako or mamali ko, malimtan ako, especially akong gigamit karon is Eclipse, the same environment sa Java na akong ginagamit, so medyo malipat lang ko. So, mao to. Boolean, ang bool is used in C++, while Boolean is used in Java. Yes. Na question sa pa ni. Unsay function sa bool? Function sa bool, lalo nganong mo nakaano na, di ba? Gi-discuss man nato na ang boolean, ang bool true or false lang. True or false, meaning ang result niya true or false, ang value niya true or false, 'di ba? Sa integer kay ang value niya kay numbers like 1 2 3 4, tapos may tag float, ang value niya kay 2.5 3.5 5.0 69.5 89.9, so na decimal. Ang string kay string like atong pangalan, inyong mga skills, ang hobbies, o mao nang mga values sa mga string. Ang boolean naman true or false lang na siya. Okay? So ang iyang ano is if ang result niya is true, and then in fact kanang nasa while loop nato, kanang na test logic na I is less than 3, mga condition, true or false ang result ana. So boolean na siya, boolean dili siya boolean na the data type, pero boolean ang result ana. Okay, meaning to say, balik ko sa program. Pasabot ana if diri sa sugod pa lang, like nagbulyan ko, niingon ko direct boolean, sorry, maanad lagi ko boolean, valid, example lang, valid, max is less than 10. Ay, sorry, max is less than 10. Na. So, or max is less than or equal to 10. So, ang result ani either true or false. So, ang boolean again true or false na. True. True or false. True siya pag ang result ani kay true, ibutan niya sa valid. So, example, ibutan na to C out valid. So, ang result ani true or false lang. Okay, at wait. So, para ani, unsay value sa max nato?
10.
10. Less than ba siya or equal to 10?
Yes, sir.
True. So, therefore, ang result ani kay true. Okay? So, the same sa atong gibuhat dire, kung ang imong arrays kay, ang value sa imong arrays na kay 45, 67, 90, 100, 78, then 45, and then ang gi-type nimo sa search kay 100. So, sa loop, pag loop niya, first niyang yan is 45. Is ang 100 ba equal to 45? 100 equal to 45?
Hindi, sir. False.
100 equals to 67?
Hindi, sir.
100 equals to 90?
Hindi, sir.
100 equals to 100?
True, sir. True.
Oh, mao na dire, oh. Mao na dire. 100 equals to 100 kato siya. So, since 100 is equal to 100, that's true. So, true na siya. Therefore, ang found nimo karon is now true. I-assign na nimo na si found true para butang nato dire na so break. Pwede ka ng break is stops the execution of loop. Okay. So, pag stop sa execution sa loop is found, so meaning if true, kay true man ang found. So, if found, pwede nimo ibutanggod if found is equal to true. Pero what does it make sense? I mean, unsay sense na true naman siya diretso. So true na lang. Pwede na if true. If true, then katong 100 is found at index kung asa to nag-stop ang loop. Else, kung wa jud siya nakit-an, meaning ang found dili siya always siya false. Meaning wa jud siya nakit-an. Wa jud na kay nakita para sa imuha. Ayan, ana. Okay? Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So para ni is found valid max less than or
Sir.
equal to 10. Yes.
Na question sir ba, nag-try ko gamit og brake sir ba, dili siya magamit usahay sir. Unsa dapat ano niya sir?
Asa dapit nimo gigamit? Basin walay kamo na imong gigamit siya brake.
Oh, shit.
Sad boy.
Okay. Asa nimo siya gigamit?
Nakalimutan ko to sir, basta ka ng every ano lang siya sir, ang brake mo.
Magamit lang nimo ang brake within the loop o within switch statement.
Ay, okay.
So, ang kalahian sa brake kay kung magbutang ka diri og int I is equal to 0, I is less than let's say 10, I plus pag mayroon kag if I is equal to 5, so break na, and then let's say C out I, yan ana. Okay, and then ang nato diri another code ta na natong end line. If equals to 5, continue. Continue. Okay, balik ta doon din dire na to siya ibutang. Same with here. Para makita nato ang difference. So, actually ang difference nila is ang sa break mag-stop siya pag abot sa what happened. Sa daw error ani? Kasin stricto lang siya sa personal sa imuhang unsa ni. Yan. Oh, error jud siya no. Is specific lang nato ni ay bantog ra di ay. Wala man mo nagtel, kulang siya isa ka TL. So tama tong ganina di ay. So kung napansin mo, ang break 1 2 3 4 4 pagka ika 5 break meaning stop na. Okay, unsay napansin ninyo sa isa sa continue?
Nagpadayon.
Padayon siya.
Wala
Magpadayon
lang
mo.
tong ano sir, ang equal niya sir.
Oo, so magpadayon mo. Ang wala lang katong 5. Mura lang siya og nag-stop mo sa kanina point pero nipadayon gihapon mo. Murag ana gud ang style. Charot. Okay. Sige. That's the difference between break and continue. Yes, any question? Uy, alas 12 na. May question?
Wala na sir.
Wala na, sir.
Wala na, sir. Gipanggutom na. Okay. Myla dear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Attendance, Myla dear.
Oh, mana, sir.
Oh, sana all.
Mag-open cam pa, sir.
Ay, sir, pwede mo tanong sir kay so itong sa
Wait.
lab 1 o lab 2 kani sir kay ako po sir ba wala po ko nakapasa.
Sige,
Para
i-open
sa'yo,
ako siya pero late na mo ha. I-open ako balik pero late na.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you sir, thank you sir.
Open cam pa,
Okay.
sir.
Ayaw na. Mga gihapon, di man maka-inspire.
Loko, grabe.
Okay, so I guess we call it a day. Thank you guys for joining this session. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Mm,
Thank you, sir.
sige.
Hi, sir.
Masa yung sir, oy?
Hi, sir.
Thank you, sir.